Welcome to Canada.
In 2025, Canada welcomed over 1 million permanent and temporary immigrants, with a large portion coming from Asia and Africa. And today, Canada remains one of the top destinations for Africans seeking opportunities, stability, and a clear pathway to citizenship.
I got in here in 2021 and I am already a citizen at this time. You won't get that in the US, you won't get that in the UK.
Canada has given me opportunities that I would have never thought about if I was in Nigeria.
But of course, it doesn't come with its own set of unique challenges.
The weather situation, like it gets cold like half the year.
Yeah, beautiful. But then the cold comes with wind.
Hi, my name's Tiwa. I'm a Nigerian living here in Toronto.
Canada is quite literally a country built by immigrants. About 23% of its population is foreign-born, the highest among the G7 nations. That means almost 1 in every 4 people you meet here started life somewhere else before calling Canada home. From Calgary to Toronto, I'll be spending 30 days across Canada, knocking on doors of Africans who arrived here with nothing but hope and are now running successful businesses and living what many call the Canadian dream.
I'm originally from Nigeria. The name of my firm is Signup Lawyers, and it's one of the most successful law firms in Canada. In fact, the largest black-owned law firm.
I'll be asking them real-life questions like, was it really worth it moving here? How affordable or expensive is life here compared to your home country? And most importantly,
do you think you're ever going to move back to your home country?
Yeah, I will. There's no place like home.
Some people have actually gone back home because they've been here 1-2 years, they can't even get a job.
By the end of this video, you might realize life here isn't exactly what you imagine, and it might just help you decide whether moving to Canada is a good idea or not. The journey begins right here in Calgary, a city known for creating opportunities for immigrants. Calgary sits at the heart of Canada's oil and gas industry. Over the years, the economic boom has meant one major thing: jobs. Compared to bigger cities like Toronto or Vancouver, Calgary offers a relatively lower cost of living, which makes it an alternative landing port for many newcomers trying to find their footing.
Alright, I'm right here at my Airbnb. I'm just getting right in now. It is super cold. I just hope it is warm inside. This is what my Airbnb looks like. It is a basement, so toilet is just right here. The toilet, and it does have like a kitchen and like a sitting area right here. That's right there is a staircase leading right into the property, and it brings you in right here. And of course, this is the bedroom. Please tell me I have a washing machine here. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna be here for the next 4 or 5 days or so, exploring Calgary, meeting entrepreneurs, and just experiencing this side of Canada.
Today, I'm meeting with a Nigerian entrepreneur who runs one of the largest black-owned law firms in Canada.
All right, guys, so I'm about to go meet one of Canada's most successful lawyers here in Calgary, and I'm right here at his office, Osage and Smith. So let's go meet him, learn about his story, why he chose Canada, how many clients he has served, and really what makes him the most successful black lawyers here in Canada.
Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
Welcome to Osage and Smith.
Yeah, let's go.
This is our lobby.
How long have you had this office for?
This particular location, 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is 1/5 of our work. Yeah, these are some of the magazines we've been featured on.
Okay, show us one of them.
So this was last week. I made it on Top Business Leaders in Calgary. This was from some years ago, Let's Part. This is from Canadian Lawyer, Top 25 Most Influential Lawyers. And then this was a magazine that I covered a few months ago. And this is our real estate department.
Oh, you have a real estate department?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can see there are some pictures here.
Yeah.
Picture frames. These are folks who went through myself or the firm and became lawyers in Alberta.
Oh, wow.
So we put up their frames as a reminder of what we do, which is keeping the door open for others. This is a spot for our legal assistants. More of our senior lawyers on the call.
Okay.
Another senior lawyer on vacation. There's one of my students' office. Another senior lawyer. Yeah, remember we have 2 physical locations and then a few people, Dubai, Yukon, and Toronto.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay,
And this
this
is
is your office.
my office.
For your own case, what fueled that desire to want to leave Nigeria and go somewhere else?
2010 was also rough. Fortunately for me, my oldest brother was already here. I had visited Canada as a teenager with my parents. The plan was for me to finish law school and then join my brother and his family here. And so that's what happened.
Oh yeah.
The prospects were just better here as a lawyer. Law isn't really a discipline when it comes to money, especially for the younger ones. The established lawyers, the SANs, they tend to make a lot of money. But the ones that are coming on, the profession doesn't really allow them to thrive economically, right?
Unlike doctors and stuff
Unlike
like
doctors.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I decided to make that jump and join my brother here. I did what most immigrants would do. I did all kinds of survival jobs. Flipping burgers, working for a moving company, adding lines on the road, working construction, working in restaurants, working in a garbage place.
Oh wow.
And at that period, I was sometimes 3 shifts, morning shift, late evening shift, night shift, back again, morning shift. Then I'll take one of the shifts off. After 2 or 3 days, I can sleep. Then I'm back again to the cycle. In a week, I would sleep 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it was terrible. And mind you, I had a law degree, in my pocket, but I didn't think it would take me anywhere. Because without requalifying here, nobody would even pay attention. And I remember the closest I got to a law firm was working for a moving company, moving furniture from one law firm to the other. That was how I got to know this how a law firm looks like in this part of the world. So terrible times, but beautiful times in terms of building capacity. The lessons I learned during that period are the lessons that have carried me through and continue to carry me through. Now I know how to treat my staff better. Now I understand what opportunity means. Well, this is most meaningful.
What is that one?
The honorary doctorate. Then top 40 under 40 Calgary. Top 25 most influential lawyers, another meaningful one. 100 most influential Black Canadians. I've gotten that twice now. Then I received a recognition by the Member of Parliament in Ontario. So this is the Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Award by the government of Alberta. So I came in here, no experience, no professional network. I was young. I realized for the first time I was Black. I was confronted by my Blackness. I was confronted by my accent. So it was quite challenging the first few months. Identity crisis, imposter syndrome, not knowing that this place would accept me. That uncertainty.
Now you own. I'm seeing a frame on in your office, and it says one of Canada's leading lawyers, under 40.
Right.
And hearing you moving trucks and working for a garbage company, that's like too contrasting. So tell us the story leading to
For sure.
Able to open your own law firm.
Right. Back to the survival jobs. I did that for about 6 or 7 months. I was trying to save up money so I could challenge my qualification exams, and I did. So I went through that successfully. Then the next stage was to article for lawyers internship for a year. That is usually the harder part of the process because you would need to be employed by a law firm as an intern. Being employed requires you to have a very robust network. As an internationally trained lawyer, I didn't know a lot of people, so it was hard to get in. I applied to several places. There was a time I started counting. I had over 300 rejections. Fortunately for me, I ran into someone who knew Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith at the time was an older lawyer, Caucasian Canadian, looking to take on a student. I interviewed with him. A few days later, he made an offer to take me on as an intern, and this was 2013. Joined him in 2013. Then in 2014, I finished my articles and wrote my bar exams to practice here in Alberta. Passed. Continued with him as an associate. Then 2.5 years later, he was looking to sell his practice. I bought the practice in 2017. I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest.
How did you even have the money? Can you share with us the figure now?
Well, I couldn't share the figure, but I did borrow from the bank. I had savings as well. So by the time I purchased the firm, I had brought in over 80%, if not over 90% of the clientele. I've grown the practice from 6 people to 40 now.
So you have 40 people now working for you?
Yeah, we have 2 locations in Calgary. I have a presence in Dubai, by the way.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and Toronto and Yukon, and we're looking at Vancouver next year. In hindsight, I would do that again. I mean, what I make now in an hour would have been what I would have made in a year.
Charles is just one of the many Africans we meet in Canada who moved here, carved out a niche, and built success from ground up. Interestingly, Calgary is one of Canada's fastest growing cities, largely because of immigration. After Asians, Africans make up a significant and growing share of the population, a trend fueled by the opportunities this city continues to provide. But before the interviews get serious, let's explore downtown Calgary with some of my friends I recently reconnected with.
So what's popping, Calgary people?
Steven!
What's up now? Subscribe to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Alright, how long have you been here in Calgary, Canada?
Almost 5 years now.
2 months. You've been here for 2 months. And Mabel?
I've been here for almost 8 years now.
8 years. Wow. So, but you just came here to Calgary and be like, this is the place that I want to be based.
Yes.
You never like explored Vancouver or Toronto? Or...
No. So for me personally, when it was time to relocate, I checked out where we have more Nigerians.
Oh, you are one of those people
yes,
that you go away from Nigeria and look for Nigerians.
Yes, at least for the first few years in my head, I'm like, I still want to be seeing my people. Even
right.
if it is cold, let me come out and see another Nigerian. I'm like, well done.
But then how's the Nigerian community here?
It's beautiful, beautiful. It's large. For instance, in Livingston, 8% of the people in that community are Nigerian.
Downtown Calgary is the economic engine of the city, a skyline shaped by oil, finance, and corporate ambition.
Downtown Calgary, baby. That's what we're talking about.
I feel like downtown is like the up of Calgary. That's like where major offices are. That's where it's like those skyrise. It's giving like Canary Wharf in London. If you want like the fancy looking place, come to downtown. So it's really cool that once you're in downtown, because parking is always hard in downtown. So find somewhere to park your car and then you just use the train to move around.
And it's also going to be super expensive, right? Like, how much do you think rent is in downtown?
Oh,
like, what are we looking at? 1 bedroom?
So I think in downtown it could go up like 3K, 4K.
3,000 Canadian dollars, right?
Yeah, like Calgary is a reasonable place when it comes to the standard of living.
Have you lived in Toronto before in your life?
No, I haven't, and I didn't want to.
Because it was going to be too expensive, right?
Yeah, but my sister used to stay there.
I went there for a week. On Uber, I spent like 1,000. I was like, no way, I'm going back.
So, what's the spot?
This is Oli Fresco. So yeah.
And the food affordable? People just brought me somewhere. You tell me it's affordable.
The food is pretty affordable, and then what you pay is what you pay for. So they're gonna basically weigh the food to determine the weight.
So looking at this, how much do you think is this?
Maybe like $8.
$8.
Yeah.
Means I should add more.
Yeah, you can take some more. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty affordable. This is like a
I just want
spot.
chicken. And now we're gonna go check out this famous tower just right here.
Standing tall above all of this is the iconic Calgary Tower, rising about 190 meters over the city. Once the tallest structure in Western Canada, it remains one of Calgary's most recognizable landmarks.
I'm on top of the world. It's actually a bit scary when you're up here because it feels like you're about to fall. But this is like top tier engineering. I don't know how many years it took them to build this, but it is very intriguing.
Like you could see, it has like a 360 panoramic view, so tourists could come here to enjoy the view of the city.
Yeah. What she's not telling you is it's going to cost you 24 Canadian dollars to come here. 26 Canadian dollars to come here. And of course, it was used as an observation deck and now tourist attractions. This is also like a restaurant, it's a rotating restaurant, fine dining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So probably if you're going to come, people like 2 persons try to budget like what, $250 or $300?
Probably, or a little less.
From the observation deck, you get a full view of the skyline, the Bow River winding through the downtown. It's the kind of view that quietly reminds you how vast this country is.
Like right here, you're going to see the whole of Calgary. And that was one of the purpose this was built actually. If you look further down, which I don't think you can see on the camera, you can see a place called Banff.
I had to make one quick stop at the Banff National Park, just an hour away from the city, and honestly, it feels like stepping into a postcard.
This is actually the most popular thing people would do whenever they come here to Calgary. It's just probably like an hour, 30 minutes drive, and then you get into the Banff National Park. Very beautiful, picturesque city of Banff, one of the most accessible mountain regions in the world, because some places you need to hike to get here, but here you can just drive. Temperature here, what's the temperature like? Yeah, -1 degrees here in Banff. If you're gonna come here, you better bring your jacket. I can see like there are lots of tourists here, a lot of people here. People actually do come here to see the lakes. Very beautiful lakes that have this supernatural colors. We're gonna go check it out. Are you from around here? You stay here?
We're from Nepal.
Oh, what do you think about Banff so far?
It's a wonderful place, you know, lovely place.
Yeah. What drew you here? Like, what made you come here?
Nature.
Nature.
It was an unexpected plan today.
You went hiking?
Nah, we just here for a few hours
today.
Oh, you stay in Calgary?
Yeah, we stay in Calgary.
We're going back to Calgary.
You're going back to Calgary. So this community has only 8,000 people living here. So this is like a whole functional community of like 8,000 people. So I wonder what the day-to-day life would be like for the locals. Tell me, why do people come here? Why do a lot of tourists? Why do tourists come here?
It's very famous place here. People come in here to see nature.
They come here to see nature, the mountains, right?
Mountains, the river. There is a lot of animals wandering around.
Oh, the animals. What kind of animals are you going to find here?
Lots of coyotes at night.
Oh, really?
You can see elks. Sometimes moose is coming here, but it's not much.
Okay.
Bears, very rare. But if you're gonna go to Kananaskis or Canmore a bit further, it's gonna be a lot of bears also there.
But the bears are dangerous, right?
Yes. Better not to talk to them.
No, you don't talk to them, right? But it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And you live here, right?
Yes.
Life is good for you.
It's good.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Have a good night.
I drove to a nearby lake and it was absolutely beautiful. I can only imagine how heavenly Banff looked like in summer, because right now it is cold, like very cold.
Alright, so I made it to one of the closest lake there is to Banff. Just like a 10-minute drive is going to bring you right here. As you can see the color of the water, very beautiful. I also learned there's a hot spring here, so that might be something to try out, you know. But since I'm on a day trip here to Banff, I really don't want to do too much. Yeah, beautiful. But then the cold comes with wind, which that makes it very, very crazy, but yeah.
Banff is the kind of place that makes you realize how dramatic and expansive Canada truly is. Alright, next stop, Toronto. A 4-hour flight from Calgary, and yes, still inside the same country. For context, Ontario alone is larger than my home country, Nigeria, and it's not even the biggest province in Canada. With multiple time zones across the country, Canada is so vast, it almost feels like a continent of its own.
This is Toronto, man.
This is Toronto. Toronto.
This is Toronto.
This is Toronto.
Arriving in Toronto honestly felt like landing in a different country. The pace is faster, the streets are busier, and the energy is more like New York or London. Toronto is Canada's largest and most diverse city, with nearly half of its population being foreign-born.
Toronto is a multicultural city, so I usually do not feel lost when I'm in Toronto, right? It makes me feel like I'm amongst many other rich cultures and international immigrants that make this city what it is.
But there is one catch. It is very expensive to live here.
How about affordability here? Like everybody keeps saying, oh, you say like move to Toronto. Like how affordable is it to live here?
Bills choke. I'm telling you. Even the price for rent, for example, I want to say it's very comparable to that of like New York. But it's like we're not at par with US dollar.
Oh yeah.
So like 100 US dollars would be 130 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So if we're switching 100 Canadian dollers, that's like 70 USD.
Yeah.
So our dollar is not as strong, but we're still paying USD prices in terms of like market rents, which makes no sense. Why is one bedroom here $2,000?
Next, I am meeting with Anthony, a Ghanaian real estate entrepreneur who have lived here for more than 4 decades.
But before that, living in countries like the US and Canada as an immigrant often means building a brand new life while staying connected to the ones that you left behind. And for many newcomers like the ones that you've seen in this video, that connection looks like sending money back home to support family. And that is where today's video sponsor, LemFI, comes in. It allows you to send money internationally with competitive exchange rates directly with your smartphone in just very few steps. But here's the sweetest part. If you send more than $100 US on your first transaction, you get 20 USD cashback. Now, whether you're in the US, you're in Canada, or you're in Europe, LemFi allows you to show up for the people back at home, whether as gifts, school fees, or pay mama's medical bill. For those watching on the TV, you can scan this QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to create your account, and I would randomly select 2 people who signed up and send them $100 US each, or it could be more, right? Just send a message on Instagram with proof that you have signed up, and I'm going to give that to you. All right, now back to the story.
Hey,
how
Steve.
you doing?
Nice to see you.
Welcome to Harbour Plaza.
Welcome to Toronto.
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 Toronto. Come with me. We go to the living room, dining, and then the other side is the master. This is in Toronto. This is called the waterfront community.
Waterfront?
Yes.
2.3?
Yes.
2.3 million.
This is downtown.
So this is downtown.
Yeah, this is as good as you can get it. So the master is totally separate.
Why? But for 2 million, hey, this is a lot. This is expensive. Oh.
This is used as an office. Some people use it as a den.
Yeah.
Meaning that, let's say it's a family with a kid, and they don't want the kid to be far away. They can have the kid set up here.
But now it's used as an office. No,
but most people at this level, they are business people. So they have the office.
Okay, go ahead.
And then, of course, as you come in, to your right, it's a custom walk-in closet. And that's the master bedroom here. And the beauty of this place, all the bedrooms, the living room, the dining, they all have access to the balcony.
All right.
It's a wrap-around balcony.
Go outside, let's see.
Yes. Oh, behind you is the washroom for...
Oh, the bathroom.
Yeah, for this. So you have the shower, you have a tub, and of course, your twin, sinks.
Let's go outside, let's see.
Outside, this gives you, that's the city skyline.
Guys,
so some of the notable places that Queen Elizabeth, when she came to Canada, this one of the places where she stayed. Now down there is what is called the Scotia Arena.
This one here?
Yeah, the one with the red sign.
Oh yeah.
That's where this is serious business.
Oh yeah.
When there's like hockey and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go around.
Oh, it wraps around.
Yeah, it's a wrap around. Man, it's 2.3 million.
How long have you been in Canada?
40.
40 years?
Yeah, before you were born. I came here in 85. I was a young man.
What? So you were even here before all of this? 40 years. Nobody even knew like Canada. How old is this country?
Oh, Canada is over 100 years old.
So what really attracted you to Canada by that time?
My brother was here. I was going to go to the States.
Yeah.
So Canada was actually I was supposed to be in transit. And then I came here and I looked at it and I'm thinking, because I've been to Europe, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the life here is calm. And I said, no, I want to stay here. So then, of course, in a few years I became landed.
Yeah.
And I've been here, have my kids. To me, it's a great country.
But Canada is also expensive. Like
it is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive. But anyway, everywhere is expensive.
You have a listing for like what's the most affordable listing you have right now?
Oh.
You see,
affordable.
He needs to think about it.
No, affordable. Affordable is a relative term. For most people, they can afford something around the 750, right? But it's difficult to find things around the 750.
Yeah.
In perspective, the average income for a couple is about 120,000.
Here in Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
The average detached house is about 1.1 million. I mean the GTA.
So does that mean they can afford it?
They can't.
They can't.
That's what it is. A price point relative to income doesn't matter, unfortunately.
So for people like that, what kind of properties are available to them to buy?
That's what I'm saying. They might get a 1-bedroom condominium or something.
Where? Like what area? What area? Oh, what area in Toronto here?
Even the one I'm showing you is somewhere there. Ice boat.
Ice boat. That's the name of the building.
Yes, and it's about maybe 10 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And it's only like I said, 469.
469.
Yeah, a 1-bedroom. A small 1-bedroom.
So then, you've been living here. Like a lot of African people still want to move here. People from Ghana, Nigeria, so many other countries.
And a lot came last 2 years.
And I heard the government is trying to cut down now.
Yes,
people trying to go.
Because they allowed a lot of immigration.
Yeah.
And there's a pushback. Because a lot of these people came, there are no jobs for them, no place for them to live, and it stresses everybody. It stresses them.
Yeah.
And some people have actually gone back home because they've been here 1-2 years, they can't even get a job.
I was driving somewhere in downtown, I saw lots of homeless people out there.
It never used to be like that. It was very small, but now it's increasing.
It's increasing.
And you even find a lot of people on the street.
Things are. Is it gentrification? Is it a thing here?
No, it's not about gentrification. It's about the cost of living. Do you want me to be absolutely honest with you?
That's what this video is about.
The real estate here, as an investment, doesn't pay. This property, you don't buy this property to rent it. You buy it to live in. It's your collection. You have one in Dubai. You have maybe in Spain or something. This is how these people collect properties.
This is changing perception. I never knew about this.
Yes. To me, right now, for people who Ghanaians who have, they can take some money from there, I tell them go invest in Ghana.
What would you say to people that still want to move here to Canada? I mean, someone like you've been here 40 years, you've invested, you're now even talking about investing back in Ghana, leaving heritage for your kids and stuff. But if you people still want to move here, what would you say to them?
So I hear a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Ghanaians, a lot of other Africans talking about, I want a better life for my children in Canada and all of that. Then they talk about they pay connection man sometimes £10,000, $15,000, you know, 18,000 Canadian, whatever, to come here. And I'm thinking, if I have that kind of money in Ghana or Nigeria, I will use that. I'll use that to sell. No, I'll be honest with you. Look, when we came here, you couldn't walk more than a block and not see help wanted. When we came here. When we came here, they used to give you money, grants, not a loan, to go to school and learn a trade or whatever. Those times have changed. Now you can't even get a job. I'll be honest with you. So a lot of, in fact, an African guy apparently died, an older man, 50-something. He sold his property in Ghana, came here. Now he and I think 6 or 8 people were living in a 2-bedroom. The man, you know, after about 6 months, just the sorrow of knowing that he made a big mistake. The man died in his bed. They found out it was a massive heart attack. Wow. So a lot of people do that. They will sell their business,
sell their home,
sell their home, and come here. But the way I look at it, if I'm in Africa now, I'll even get a small, you know, those 3-wheeler, go buy coconut.
Yeah.
Or with a little pickup in the back, go buy coconut, come and supply to the coconut guy.
Yeah.
If I can make a cedi on each coconut. If I bring 1,000, that's 1,000 cedis, that's $100.
Yeah.
Some people are not even making $100 here now.
But you know what a lot of people will say to respond to you? Yes. They'll be like, but you're here giving people advice.
You're telling me
why don't you come back? Yeah.
I'm saying the times have changed. The times. My own son, my youngest son, he finished university, U of T, one of the premier universities, the best in Canada. And he's been looking for a job. Before, he could have found a job easily. But for those people who are selling their wealth to come and chase wealth here, I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
And the building we just came from is this one.
This is where we were?
So this is called, these are the 2 Canada's tallest twin towers.
And that's where we were right there, this one?
That one.
Wow.
We were in the penthouse.
So it means if you're here, this is like prime Toronto.
This is prime Toronto.
Nice.
Because you are close to the entertainment, financial, everything. Districts are here.
While Anthony is busy selling high-end listing in Toronto, Isaac is on the construction side of the booming real estate space.
Hello everyone, my name is Isaac Oluwalafe, president of Dreammaker Developments. We're a development company based out in Toronto. I was originally born in Nigeria, came here when I was 4, and developed and built over $40 million worth of real estate in Toronto. We're going to do a little tour of our first hotel that we renovated and built at the airport. Technology is important, so everything is key code.
Oh yeah? So how long did it take you to build the space?
So we secured the building 7 years ago.
Yeah.
The rezoning took about 2 years, and then the construction about 2 years.
How many rooms in total here?
18 rooms in total, with the ability to expand to another 40 rooms, 20 rooms.
What would you say is the worth of this building right now?
So based on appraisal, close to 15 million.
15 million?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So if you're going to sell this right now, you sell it for 15?
Yes. But we wouldn't sell.
You're not going to sell? Why are you not going to sell? It's too prime for that.
Yeah, because of the location that we're in, being at the airport. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So is this available right now for people that want to book it now?
Yeah, so we are looking at probably launching it back on the different booking platforms. Hopefully, probably in another 30 days or so. We're now just setting it up. An average room is about $200 a night. Every room comes with TV, small fridge, and fully finished washroom.
Yeah. So you actually built, is this your first and only hotel?
So this is our first hotel. We are negotiating on 2 more right now, one in the city and another one near the airport as well.
Yeah. You said you had built a portfolio of over 40 million. That 40 million, is it the net worth of all the project that you've built?
Correct, yes, correct. So the different condos, so we built a 9-story condominium across of Yorkdale, 23 townhouses, and then we have a few under construction right now. But now our focus is on mid-market to affordable. I think we've been able to succeed definitely in doing what we wanted to do, which was come into the space, show representation in the space, launch projects, finish projects, and we're continuing to grow every day.
How easy, how difficult is it just building a business here in this side of the world?
Well, you know, like everything in North America, there's always that systemic barriers. When there's lack of representation on the banking side, on the approval side, and it hasn't been easy navigating the approval process, navigating the change in market. I think one thing that I appreciate about doing business here is the openness of institutions to want to collaborate. Once you understand the value proposition that you could bring to the table.
So no one is concerned about the skin, the color of your skin, where you're from, the language you speak, if you have an accent or not. Like, it's mostly about the value.
The value.
In a city like Toronto, where nearly every culture has a seat at the table, African immigrants didn't just leave their flavors behind when they moved. When Africans moved across the oceans, they didn't just carry passports and suitcases, they carried recipe and food. Today, that same recipe has evolved into businesses.
Hi, I'm Victor Ugweke. I'm a Nigerian. I own a restaurant here called Afrobeat Kitchen.
He has been able to export African food and package it for global acceptance.
Alright guys, I'm right here at Afro Kitchen.
Oh bro, Steve. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
I mean, just stepping into the restaurant, I can already feel like it is African inspired.
I've been cooking there for a very long time, and that's what I know.
So guys, what I have right here, you're not even going to believe it if you're a Nigerian. So this is akara. I mean, if you're a Nigerian, you know akara is a street food. Like, see how they've packaged it, right? It looks like, something very international, intercontinental, monumental. And then they put caviar.
We did the Brazil style of akara. So their akara is called akara J.
Akara J.
So in Nigeria, we fry our akara with regular oil, with a canola oil or vegetable oil. But in Brazil, we fry it with palm oil. So
it is nice. Like, I love the way that he's been, it's just the same way people are exporting Afrobeat. Now you're exporting our local food, which makes it very nice.
We're here, people from Australia have come here. I know, like, some people, they come all the way from the US. Like in the summer, a lot of people come from the US, and they usually come, they'll be like, we'll be following you on your social media. We say whenever we come to Toronto, we want to visit you. Afrobeat started from like doing just brunch.
Oh yeah.
Like brunch, like a breakfast. Yeah. Like a akara in a bread, in a bread with egg and all that. With beans. Doing all this kind of brunch. And that's how we started. My journey is long. From Nigeria, I went to China.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I lived in Beijing for almost 3 years.
3 years.
I went back to Nigeria and I moved to the UK, London.
Yeah.
I stayed 2.5 years in London.
Yeah.
With my wife.
Okay.
And then we moved to Canada.
To Canada. Why did you have to constantly be moving? Like, you didn't see Nigeria as a place where you can establish a global restaurant and just expand it in multiple cities?
When I was in Nigeria, I used to run a small restaurant at the Obalende area. Those days, I just have on my menu. I just have eba, fufu, egusi, ogbono.
Well, it seems like a lot of people like your restaurant. So why didn't you think about expanding? Why did you have to move to China?
When I was in China, I didn't really do restaurant business. I was doing a trade. I was buying stuff, sending back home and all that. In London, I started from kitchen. I started doing just washing dishes.
In London?
In London, UK. I'm doing dishes, doing kitchen. They call it kitchen porter.
You've tasted Asia. You've tasted Europe.
Yeah.
Why did you then choose Canada?
First of all, my wife is Canadian.
Yeah.
Canada is the best place to to start a family, to raise a family, compared to the UK.
To the UK.
I'm proudly Canadian now.
That's right.
And I'm
but
partly I'm a Nigerian. Majority of what I'm doing here is Nigeria. I represent Nigeria, and I'm hoping that I represent them well. Whenever they come in here, I hope that they'll be like, okay,
that
this
makes
guy
sense.
is
That
trying,
representation,
exactly.
that representation is very important.
Yeah, but I love Nigerian, but I'm a proudly Canadian now.
But culture doesn't just live in the kitchen. At sundown, it moves, it gets louder, it becomes music, rhythm, and energy. That's exactly what led me to Deja Vu.
Alright guys, so right now I'm at Deja Vu. I'm about to meet the owner. It's actually one of the most famous Nigerian club here in Toronto. Okay. Alright man, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
How long have you been in Canada?
I've been in Canada since 2016.
2016, so you've been here for
January 4th.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah. So I mean, you own one of the most famous Nigerian clubs here
in Canada?
When I was in university
Yeah.
back in Nigeria, I used to work at a club.
Oh, okay.
It was my brother's club. I used to work for him. So that's kind of how I was able to sustain my university lifestyle.
The idea of creating like a club that is for West Africans or Nigerians specifically might be very tasking, but how were you able to do it? How did you start and how did you grow?
It was tough. The first spot which I started with, 3 months into construction, it got burnt. So I had to start again. But big shout out to the partners I have.
Yeah.
Unlike back home where, okay, you have an architect, there's a plan, let's start building. Here, so many permits, so many regulations, like even stuff as little as taps, dishwashers, somebody is coming here to inspect it, your fire plan, ACs, everything. You have people coming to inspect everything. You need to get a liquor license, and all those things take time. We started the process, everything, say like January.
Yeah.
We didn't open until September. The cost of doing business here is way, way more expensive.
Also, the profit is more, no?
Profit?
Yeah, it
No.
seems like profit is more. Bottles and things are expensive here.
No.
People have more purchasing power.
People have more purchasing power, but no.
Why is
The
that?
cost, the profit is more in Nigeria because the cost of doing business here
Give us a
is
typical
way
example.
more. A bottle of Casamigos place will cost me about $460.
$460
after taxes.
Yeah.
When you change that to Nigerian, that's about 500 and something K.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, I'm downtown Toronto.
Mm.
So this is what you would describe as VI
Yeah.
in
Lagos.
Lagos.
Yeah.
Go to any bubbling club in VI Lagos, you would not get a bottle of Casamigos for less than 650, 700,000.
And those guys, they're not paying as high of a salary like
They
that
don't
you
pay.
and their rent will not be as crazy as yours.
My rent every year is over 100 grand. The cost of doing business here is more expensive, like even to the cleaners.
How large is the Nigerian community here in Toronto?
Yeah, it's large. On a regular Saturday,
Yeah.
this place is filled up. There are other Nigerian spots, I would say 4 or 5 other Nigerian spots, which are even bigger than this place, all filled up on a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So that's how much the community, how big the community is. But
Yeah.
aside Nigerians, we have the Ghanaians too, we have the Ethiopians, we have people from other countries. We all vibe together.
Yeah.
You understand?
Inside Deja Vu isn't just background music, it is the heartbeat of the room. The DJ blends Lagos with Toronto.
What would I say to people that still want to come here? I would say just keep an open mind. Don't over glamorize it. Don't say, because I'm coming from bottom barrel, that's, when I come to Canada, I'm going to hammer, I'm going to flex, I'm going to... That is not the reality, my friend. There are some days that this place will drive you mad. And I'll say, don't come as a student. If you come as a student, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your tuition fees. Go and use that money and build a house or something. I don't know. Come as a permanent resident. I studied global business management and I'm still looking for a job. If you go on social media, all you see is, I've been unemployed 8 months. I've been unemployed 1 year. I've been unemployed 6 months. I lost my job today. I was laid off today. If it's not something that's vital to their economy, don't even bother studying it.
For many immigrants, moving to Canada isn't a smooth transition. It is a complete life reset. New system, new weather, new culture, and sometimes a new identity. And while Canada offers opportunity, structure, and a chance at a better future, it brings a unique set of challenges. But here's where the story gets even more real. In the next episode, we're stepping into the raw, unfiltered realities of living in Canada as an immigrant and the everyday adjustment that comes with rebuilding a life thousands of miles away from home. I'll see you guys in the next episode.